Oh guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I'm going to show you how to easily defeat Rockwell solo using a little bit of a trick with what's already in the game. Now, all you need is a few dinos, doesn't matter if they're megalos or not, a shotgun, and some other stuff, and I'll walk you through that in just a second. If you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel. All right, so essentially what we're going to do is you need a single shotgun with about, 500 shots. I have more because I like to bring extras. So this is obviously an unofficial server with higher levels. On official, you want to get as close to the 300% weapon cap as you can, because the more damage, the quicker you can do the boss. You're not actually going to take any damage. I'll show you why in just a second here, because what you're going to do is you're going to bring bug repellent, cactus broth, plant species Z, and then medical brews just in case. The bug repellent and the mushroom brew, or not the mushroom brew, the cactus broth is going to lower your presence so the nameless and reapers can't actually see you. And that's going to prevent us from having to worry about anything else in general. So I'm going to go ahead and, come on, there it goes. We're going to run this on Gamma just so I can show you some of the mistakes that you can make. I'm going to go into GCM mode to run this just so you can see. And I'm going to walk you through the mistakes you can make by going over to them. And yeah, it's really simple though. And that's all you need. Everything in my hotbar, a couple suits of flak just in case you take a little bit too much damage is always a good idea. I would bring maybe 2, maybe 3 suits, because there's only one thing that can damage you, and if you're paying attention, you don't really need to worry about it too much. So what you can do is, if you're really nervous about it for your first time, bring an assault rifle with you, and it's actually really easy with an assault rifle, and we'll talk about why as soon as the actual thing spawns. So go ahead and J-whistle your megalos, have them follow you all the way down onto this platform right in front of it. This zone right here is actually a spawn-free zone from everything, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and whistle attack this target on him, and then unfollow, because they're, even though they can't do damage to him until he drops to his knees, they will continue to try and attack him, which is our goal. So how this boss fight works is actually pretty simple. Pop that bug repellent, pop that cactus broth, and you are now invisible to any nameless or reapers that spawn in. He has a total of 8 tentacles and these little balls that will come after you. Now, if they hit you, they will do damage, and they will do a significant chunk of damage. Obviously, you can see that you can shoot them out of the sky. And an assault rifle is useful due to the fact that if you shoot them with an assault rifle, they will pop. And shotgun does work, but it's, I would recommend an assault rifle if it's your first few times, because it's a pain in the butt. So the only things that can damage you when you have these buffs on are those balls. See how the red ones are coming straight for us? I have found that for some reason red and purple go straight towards the nearest thing, so it's not always just your tames that are in danger. So in order to proceed this boss fight, you essentially have to take out all of his tentacles, and he will drop onto the knees. Now, in order to take out the tentacles, you can shoot them from any distance, by the way, and you can kind of shoot them just like you see me doing right here. The safest way to do it is, you can see that he's got this like tentacles coming down. You have to shoot around those, otherwise they won't take damage, because his middle body is immune to damage until you actually get the tentacles gone. So what you want to do is you want to take this left side, and we're going to go ahead and leave this front tentacle right here. So you can take out the other ones if you really want to. But you want to leave this front one, because you want to be able to make it back after you kill all 8 tentacles to right here, because you don't want to get slammed on by a tentacle. Because tentacles have a total of 2 attacks. When you get close, they will slam down just like that, and it will do a significant chunk of damage. And then after the first stage, they will point themselves into the ground and electrify the entire area, essentially locking you in place. So we want to avoid that. And this is why it's useful to have access to a, an assault rifle, because you can shoot these balls and they've got 40 shots. So cycling between the shotgun to do damage to the actual tentacles and a assault rifle for the balls in the sky is one of the best things that you can do. So anyways, what you want to do is you want to run not on the outside over here, as close to the middle ring as possible, and you want to take out as many of these tentacles as you can. Now, you can mostly outrun these balls, but as soon as you stop sprinting, they will catch you, because they run as fast as sprint speed. So just be aware of that. You always want to be doing circles. Don't just get distracted by shooting the tentacles, because if you just shoot the tentacles, it will eventually catch up to you with these balls. So just be careful about that. Now, see how we've killed all of those tentacles on the backside? Now what you can do is you can either do a full circle around on the outside, kill the balls, where that assault rifle would be nice, and you come back around this way, and see how this is the only one left? We're going to get to the middle section right where I'm dropping into now, and you're going to go ahead and kill this. Now, because the Megalos are attacking over here, they will automatically start damaging him as he's close, and if they have stopped, this will attack this target, and you can see that they will immediately begin shredding him. Now, if you want to also help them, you can shoot them, and you can see that he dropped like 20% of his health. So how this first fight works is he'll drop 20%, he'll jump back up in the air, you'll be able to damage him just a little bit more, and then he'll go and sink down into the actual element dust area, if you want to think of it that way. I don't know what to call it actually, but yeah, that's what it is. So we've got all the tentacles down on this side, and again, it's really not that difficult because we're just focusing on taking out these balls, right? There's one ball. Really, how did that not damage it? If you're not being able to hit it, aim for the base of the tentacles. It seems to work the best. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I mean by that. If you aim high, you can sometimes miss for some reason, but at the base, you always do max damage. So that's kind of what we're aiming for. And again, see how the Megalos are still attacking him over there? That's not a bad thing. They can't do damage to him until all the tentacles are down, but because they're just constantly attacking, as soon as we take all those tentacles out, they are doing the damage we need. So now he's hit his first stage. He'll go down into the actual element dust. Your Megalos are going to continue to try attack him because they still see him as being there, which is what we're going for anyways. And he'll pop back up, and this is when he is able to then use the electricity tentacles. So he'll point the tentacles down on the ground and shock you into place. See how the Nameless don't even see that I'm here? Because we have the cactus brute and the bug repellent, they have no idea I'm even here unless you get stupid close to them. You have to get really close to the Nameless for them to even see you. Alright, see that electricity? That's what we're trying to avoid. See how it's just running away from me? That's kind of our goal. Now let me go ahead and go into photo mode so you can see what I'm talking about here, right? So the electricity will get quite a bit of a range. As soon as I step foot inside of this, it will lock you in place. And we want to avoid that, obviously. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stay where I am now, because if you're in this middle section right here, this is where you can completely avoid any damage. Now, if you are seeing this one come with electricity, kill it first. It's not a big deal. You can always change the tentacle pathway and leave the one up on the far side. Now, I will say this is probably the most intense boss when it comes to having to pay attention to how things work. So be aware of that, because you're basically constantly shooting the balls first and then tentacles directly after the balls. Now, that is why you want that assault rifle. Assault rifle would help you a ton with taking out the balls. So we're going to go ahead and take out all these tentacles here. See how that's blocking that tentacle over there. Balls, balls, balls. And most of the purple ones will heat seek your tames because they go to the closest thing, whereas the red ones heat seek the player. So if you are paying attention, you can just shoot the red ones that are coming after you, and the purple ones will go towards your Megalos if they are close enough to them. If not, they'll just come after you. See how they're catching me though? So you just want to be aware of that. All right, so you can do the full circle and see how these ones are starting to do the electricity in the ground. You can kill them while they're doing the electricity and will immediately stop the electricity. Now, the negative thing about that right there is we want to make sure as soon as we can, we want to get around to the front side because our Megalos are doing the damage. They'll get him to about half, like you see right there. And once they get him to half, what'll happen is he'll start doing the next stage. Now, at the next stage, he spawns in a few more Nameless. He spawns in a whole bunch of these balls, so have that assault rifle ready. And yeah, that's pretty much the main difference between the first stage and the second stage is he shoots a bunch of the balls out. So, I like to leave that front one, like I said, and just keep shooting the balls there, and boom, boom, and boom. On official servers, it takes about 4, maybe 5 shots with a good shotgun to take out the tentacles. The only reason the Nameless will realize you're there is if you get stupid close to them. You can see that this one just realized I was here, and the other one hasn't even noticed, even though I was right next to it. So keep an eye on your lower right corner to make sure that you have all your buffs in place. How did that not hit that one? There we go. And that's all you have to do. They don't even know we're here. So again, it's a very simple fight as long as you just take your time and don't freak out. So you can just keep going around the outside and stay as close as you can to the middle because the Nameless don't even see that we're here at this point in time, which is kind of our goal. And you won't get hit by any of that if you just stay close to the edge like what I was talking about. And you can just keep doing circles if you really want to, and just keep blasting the tentacles as you go. Now, reasonably speaking, you can also get good about shooting them from a distance and then only going about halfway and running back, but that's up to you. The one thing you want to not do is if I shoot this last tentacle while I'm out here, my Megalos will quickly take care of all of the actual damage, and then I might get hit by a tentacle. So you want to wait until you're nice and close to this last tentacle if you're doing the full circles to actually go for the kill on it. So I'll show you what I mean by that. See, right here is where it's going to recognize me. So you can shoot it right there, and he'll drop, and your Megalos will do the damage to get him to half. Just like you see there, he is now half. He'll drop back into the water and begin his next stage. Now, this is the stage which he can start spawning Reapers. So as long as you have your cactus broth and your bug repellent, you do not need to worry about that. See how this is right next to us and it doesn't even know we're there? Yeah, that's why. Now, if they do notice that you're here, what you do is you take a plant species Z grenade, throw it down to get the bonus damage, and then shoot it. And you'll immediately kill all of them. Because even with a base shotgun, the plant species Z increase the damage they take by like 10x. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. So, if you don't want to go very far, you can see how I can, if you're careful, you can shoot through some of these like angles. And if you aim for the base, you can take the tentacles out without having to get too close to them at all. Now, again, having the assault rifle with the shotgun is probably your best strategy. I'm just going through and showing you what you can and can't do, right? So just keep that in mind. So if it's shocking, stay away from it. It'll lock you in place and just focus on hitting the balls. Now, you can kill this one, just like I did right here, and this is another way that you can do it. And you see that one that's far? We can shoot it. Oh, really, game? You're going to make me reload then? You can kind of just like cheese the whole system by not even ever running at all. You just hit the angles. There we go. What? How did that not hit it? There we go. He'll drop to his legs. The Megalos will attack it. He is down to a third. I think he'll get close to a quarter this time. There we go. So now we've hit the next stage. He is down to a quarter health. And now Reapers should start showing up. I don't see any right now, but I'm pretty sure they will show up here in a second. All right. So notice we're just being careful. We have 9 seconds left on that bug repellent, so just definitely pay attention to that. And again, your biggest priority is focusing on the balls in the sky. Have that assault rifle out to try and kill him as quick as possible. And did you really notice I'm here? Yeah, I just must have run right into him. Oh, I don't have any of the brews anymore. I just told you guys about that. So the one cool thing about those balls is if you get close to them, they will actually explode and hurt damage the other ones nearby. Now, the reason that all of these things see that I'm here is because I actually forgot to, what's it called? Activate my cactus brew. So that's why you want to make sure you're always paying attention to that and where you are on the map, because they will start like aggroing each other, and that's where it becomes problematic, obviously. So always pay attention to that cactus brew, because as soon as they recognize you, you can't unrecognize yourself. So you'll have to defeat all of the stuff in the local area in order to actually get out of the issue you're running into. So just like that, I mean, just got to be very, very, very careful. So see how that Reaper just came over to us? Throw that plant species down, and they will take the bonus damage, and that's all you got to do. Now you'll notice that they're trying to attack the Megalos at this point in time. If your Megalos are going over there, it's not a huge deal. Your Megalos will fight them, and they will still ignore you. So see how they don't know that I'm here? Oh, maybe they do. No, they don't. Okay, we're still good. And you can kind of just keep going around the outside here. But notice how that, see what I mean by like they increase the number of balls that are in the sky pretty quickly. So using a assault rifle is definitely the way to go for this. So take your time, go slow, and focus on the basics. And this is a very easy boss to beat, as long as you have access to that what I was talking about there, right? So you can try and help them, but they don't take the increased damage when you're not there, so just be aware of that. I don't have saddles or anything on those, so it takes a little while to defeat them. So we are going to go ahead and probably take this last tentacle out, and this should be the last time that we have to do it, though. So he will drop, and there we go. All right, so now he has activated his last stage. He'll sink into the ground again, and upon the next one, you can get the final kill on him. And what you can do is, if you really want to, you can go ahead and toss some plant species Z at that thing, and it'll actually cause it to take the increased damage, and you can just help your tames out. But now that we've gotten close to the end, he's going to start increasing the number of Reapers and balls that he spawns. So what you want to do is be very careful and just go ahead and start immediately taking out everything that you can, because your Megalos will quickly take care of the actual boss as soon as they can, but they can't take care of the actual boss until we've actually killed all the tentacles, don't forget. So focus balls, then tentacles, and let the Megalos do the hard work, and just keep them down nice and close there. And that's all you have to do for this. So I'm going to go ahead and run around. You can see that the Reapers will aggro to your stuff and try and get to it, but they don't even notice that you're there because you have those brews on. They don't even recognize you as a target. But see how there's so many more of those balls on this last stage? That assault rifle makes it so much easier. So carry like, I don't know, 300, 400 shots with the assault rifle and just one pop all of those things. And then you can just do the circle like we were talking about. And then he should be low enough to, oh, really, game? You're going to make me do this? And you're just going to rinse and repeat that whole process. Now, the only reason that we're getting really chaotic here is because I am just taking my dear sweet time and slowly moving around doing all this. It's really not this difficult if you're actually just doing this instead of explaining what's going on, and you can do it quite a bit faster. So, reasonably speaking, I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, get to this edge, take out that tentacle from this little really game. Game is like causing chaos right now. So now that we've taken out that side, I would run back over here, take out 1, 2, really, and then 3. He'll drop to his knees, and then boom. Yes, I know for those of you that are like, oh my god, dude, you can't do this legitimately. I do it legitimately all the time. I'm in GCM because I want to show you guys how to do it and all the mistakes that you can make. So let's go back over it, right? Get in with the Megalos. Pull them down here. Obviously, what I would aim for is 20k health, a saddle, and some melee on them. If you have a light pet, you can toss it down there too in case anything gets close. They'll just shred whatever it is. And you just keep them aggroed on him. You'll run to about here, right around here. Shoot all the tentacles you can. You'll run back to the area and shoot the tentacles over here. And then he'll drop down to his knees and you'll be able to kill him. So, honestly, it's really easy. People have been doing it this way for a long time and it still works. You just need to make sure you're keeping an eye on the cactus broth and the bug repellent. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. So anyways, hope for this video helps you out, and it does. Obviously it's more difficult on solo, but people do this with like 10, 15 people as well. It depends on the cap of number of players you have. 10 is most servers, but unofficial can have it unlimited. So 10 people can go in there and easily run the entire boss fight with exactly what we just talked about. But solo, it is definitely possible to do this. If you're a little bit newer with it and you're curious about it, you can go on the entire thing with a stego as well, but everything will aggro the stego, so you just need to be a little bit careful about that if you want to ride a stego around the outside. And then get some, what you do with that one is you just slowly run with the stego, have a light pet on your shoulder, because it'll block all incoming damage to you, veggie cakes on the stego to let it heal, and you just run in a circle with the shotgun and let your Megalos do the damage. It's really easy. So that's kind of like the little cheese way to do the aberration boss fight. So anyways, hope for this video helps you out. And other than that, Teach out.